Welcome to Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen. I'm Chef Alli, and I've been stirring up a love of farm fresh cooking all across my home state of Kansas for over a decade. I enjoy teaching you about food, cooking, and family farms. And from farm to fork, Kansas farmers are always working hard so we can enjoy delicious Kansas-raised food.
For Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen, and I like what you've got today. Because it's breakfast, which is personally my favorite meal of the day.
Yes, and it's mine too. And it's a very, very important meal of the day because breakfast means break the fast. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's good to get something hearty and nutritious into our system as soon as we get up in the mornings. Now, back in the day, I can always remember my dad and my aunts and uncles talking about on the farm how they would go out early in the morning to do chores, which included milking cows, of course. Yep. And they would always look so forward to getting back into my grandma's nice warm kitchen so that she could feed them the breakfast that she was cooking while they were doing chores. Which, of course, back in the day, you know, that meant fried eggs and bacon and probably some kind of grits. Maybe things not quite as healthy as what we would want to eat today. So this breakfast is hearty by today's standards, and I'm super excited because not only is it hearty, it's beautiful, and remember we eat with our eyes first, of course. We do. And so I've got my crust here, and this is your pesto with your garlic, and so if you want to spread that over your crust.
Now, is this something you can prepare part of it in advance, or you just want to do it all the morning of?
No, you can prepare part of this in advance. The part that you can't do in advance would be our eggs that are on the top, but you could do it up to that point. So what Amanda's doing at this point is she's got her spatula, she's spreading the pesto and the garlic all over the base of our whole wheat pizza crust, which is a thin crust.
I love pesto.
And one thing I might point out too, when you're buying something, if you want whole wheat, when you look at your ingredient list, those need to be the first two words that you see. If it says enriched whole wheat, that means something entirely different. So if you're wanting a whole wheat product, look for whole wheat as the first two words.
Okay.
Next, we're gonna take, this is just 2 pieces of cooked crumbled bacon that I chopped up with my kitchen shears, and we're gonna put that right over the top of the pesto.
I feel like you do this so much faster.
Well, probably just because I have lots of practice, but you did it perfectly. Awesome. And then this is 1 pint of, actually it's 1.5 cups of grape tomatoes that I cut in half.
That's a lot of tomatoes.
Yeah. This is
love
where I have a challenge with my teenagers. You know, they see these vegetables and they're like, oh, Mom, I don't know. But it's very important to get those in there, especially if we can start our breakfast with that. And then the next thing is going to be our mushrooms. Okay, sliced mushrooms right over the top of that. At this point, we have our oven preheated to 450 degrees, and this is when it's going to go into the oven for the first 10 minutes. Okay, so that's going to allow us to cook down our tomatoes. You can see here how they've kind of cooked down.
Do I want all these mushrooms?
You can put them all on there if you want to. You don't have to, but you can load it up as much as you want. Okay,
and then also, not a mushroom fan, so this I would have to skip.
Okay, you'd have to skip that. All right. So into the oven for 10 minutes. Now, for the sake of TV, we're going to pretend that it's back out of the oven, and at this point, we're going to load it up with our chopped fresh baby spinach. Okay.
This makes the kids strong.
Absolutely. All right, and you're doing a great job. And I have my little package here because I wanted to point out to people that when you purchase fresh mushrooms, the best thing that you can do as soon as you get them home from your grocer, get them out of this packaging that's plastic. Put your fresh mushrooms into a brown paper sack because that's going to wick away moisture, and you will be surprised how much longer they will keep in your vegetable drawer.
Straight into the sack?
Straight into the sack. Just roll down the top and store them that way.
Okay.
Now, you've got your spinach on there. So what we're going to do is we want to put these 4 eggs into this on top of our spinach. So it's kind of good if you can go in there and find some little
holes,
nestling spots, for your eggs. And the other thing I might point out, these eggs are room temperature just because of my travel time. So when you do this in the morning, it works best if your eggs are really chilled, because when they're chilled, they have a tendency to kind of stay together. I'm going to let you go ahead and break that.
So this is going to run all over on me?
It may. So that's what I want to warn you about, and it may not, but that's why we really want to make these little holes.
There it goes.
But see, and sometimes that's what happens. So that's what I say, if you use chilled eggs, they're going to stay. Let me see if I have any better luck. I might not. But a chilled egg, see, and we want that to kind of go down in there. Yeah. So we're going to put 4 eggs, or if you want to do 5. You hold your
Make a
hand
good-
over there.
Make a good bridge, and you.
Yeah, or if you've got extra set of hands in the kitchen, that helps too. Okay, so salt and pepper. That's
Okay.
a little bit of kosher salt. I'll do the pepper if you do the salt. How about that?
Okay.
Look at her go. Okay, and then back into the 450-degree oven for another 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how firm you want your eggs to be.
Okay.
Okay, so then at this point, back out of the oven we come, and then we're just going to slice it up into wedges, just like we would any other pizza, onto the plate, and away you go.
And they have a beautiful breakfast. Your kids will start the day ready to go learn at school.
Yes,
and play.
that's what we want.
All right, Allie, tell people where they can get great
The
recipes.
recipe is at chefalliesfarmfreshkitchen.com, and thanks for joining us here, where you can always come get fed.
We love it. All right, stay with us. I'll be right back.
We're the Kansas Farm Food Connection, Kansas farmers and ranchers who are proud to put wholesome and nutritious food on your table. It's our mission to connect farms to families and families to farms through education and firsthand experience. Together, we're raising Kansas.